He got lost just before sunset. One wrong turn, a dying phone, and the forest simply swallowed him whole. Desperate, he followed the faint sound of water until he reached a quiet river. It was clear, cold, and glowing with the last light of day. And that's when he saw her. A young woman stood in the river, peacefully rinsing her long, dark hair. There was no sound, just the gentle flow of water and the rhythm of her breath. He took a step closer, but a branch snapped loudly under his foot. She turned. Their eyes met for a fraction of a second before she vanished into the trees, leaving only ripples where she once stood. The forest fell utterly silent. The next day, he returned to the same spot. Nothing. The day after, he came back again. Still nothing, but he couldn't forget her face, or the deep sadness in her eyes, as if she had already said a final goodbye. Days turned into weeks. He came back to the river every single afternoon, sitting on the same musk-covered rock, just hoping, until one evening, as the light began to fade, she appeared again. This time, she didn't run. "You shouldn't come here," she said, her voice as soft as the breeze. He managed a small smile, flooded with relief. "I just wanted to know your name." She looked away, her gaze fixed on the water's surface. "I don't have much time." The wind suddenly grew cold. She stepped back into the river, her reflection trembling on the water. "This forest keeps what it takes," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I was lost once too." The water began to rise around her, and her form started to fade, like mist under the moonlight. He reached out, his hand closing on nothing but cold, empty air. The next morning, the river flowed on, quiet and unchanged. And every time he returned after that, it felt like the forest was watching him, remembering the man who waited for someone who could never truly stay. Want more story? Comment for part 2.